Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back. This is part 2 of our Limitless build. As you guys can see, I've taken some stuff off of it. Real quick, before we kind of get into the build or the taking apart of the build, I wanted to do a shout out to the sponsors of the channel that are helping me build this car, or that are helping alleviate some of the pain from the wallet. The first one is CNHL guys. They've sent me some batteries. These two are the 4S 9500 mAh batteries. I've got 2 of these that are going to go in this car, and also Winter Evening Bearings has hopped on, and they have sponsored us for this car. So as we take this apart to do some of the stuff, we're going to be replacing the bearings with Winter Evening. So thank you guys very much for helping out with this build. It does help a lot. Secondly, sticker swap. I had a fella reach out to me the other day on the sticker swap. So guys, if you want to do a sticker swap, there'll be a link in the description to my email. Speaking of that, the links that are in there, guys, some of them are affiliate links, and some of them are going to be the channel sponsors. I'll try to separate those out now, especially on this build, so you guys know what's what. The affiliates do help the channel. I do get a small kickback from that, although I've never gotten a payout on any of it, so I'm not selling much, but one day, right? So today, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the front apart. We're gonna get the trident cup put on for the diff and the drivetrain, and we're gonna be locking the diff. Now, guys, I'm not gonna put diff lockers in this. I do have some diff lockers in the Typhon that I ordered, and so I have a diff locker in the front of the Typhon, and in the back I locked it with washers. We're gonna lock this car front and back with the washers. Those things have held up. They do just as good as the lockers as far as I can tell. And if not, then we can switch it. But I have zero, not building this car thinking that I'm never gonna crash it. So I put a lot of upgrades on it. The car, when it's finished, will be a fairly expensive car, but I've left the chassis stock and put on the Perfect Pass side skirts to make it the GT width. And I've left, like I said, some of the other stuff on there because I know I'm going to crash it. I'm not delusional. So we're gonna leave some of it so that you know, when we do crash it, it'll be a little cheaper to fix. I don't want to put a full carbon chassis on it and destroy that right off the bat. So that will be quite an expensive crash. So, but where the parts matter, I feel like I put some pretty high quality parts in it. That's why the build has taken as long as it has taken, just collecting parts. So one thing I like to say is I learned this trick from Mitchell Miner. He has a full video on how to do it on his, and I'll leave a link to his channel in here as well. Along with all the other guys. On that note, you know, I started this journey almost 2 years ago, and I knew nothing about RCs. I didn't even want to change a gear because I was afraid that I would mess it up. And everything that I've learned to get me to the point where I'm building an Arrma Limitless GT, I've learned from you guys, collaborating with folks like Paul, the Poor Boys competitions, things of that nature. So I've learned tons from you guys. Hopefully there's somebody learning something from me, or you know, whether it's what to do or what not to do. We're probably gonna learn what not to do when I start painting the body with these paints over here. So we'll get into that. I was hoping that this little intro piece would be short, but it feels like it got long. So without wasting any more of y'all's time, let's get into taking this diff apart, getting that out of there, and we'll get the Scorched parts on that dude and get the diff locked. that's done, we're gonna get this trident cut put on. I can leave the diff in for that, but guys, I do recommend that you clean your grub screws before you put the Loctite on there. As you can see, they got some oil and some grease on them still, and you want that thread locker to work. I have first-hand experience with the 917 crashing, losing a pinion gear at about 100 miles an hour. It's not fun, you have no brakes. So any of these parts come loose on you while you're in the middle of your speed run, and it can get dangerous quickly. So definitely don't want that to happen. So the red thread locker is going on. We got 2 on this dude. So we'll make sure we get both of those done. 2 different sizes, it looks like. You want to make sure that you got good clean threads for that locker to stick to. And you guys can see there's plenty of oil on there. So we'll get that done. Like I said, the last thing you want is to lose a diff cup or a drive gear. It never ends well. Alright, so should be able to slide this dude on here. Make sure got the flat part up. You want to make sure you get that dude nice and tight, guys. Nice and tight. Both of them. Now, hopefully I won't need to take this off, but you still can get it off with a little heat. So, all right, guys. So now that that's on, we're gonna move on to locking this diff. So you do want to make sure that even though you're gonna put these washers in, you do have some grease in it still. So we'll go through that once we get it apart. But real quick, I'm going to take it apart and then we'll get into locking it. All right, we got the spider gears out, guys, and while I was doing that, I decided to, of course, switch out the stock bearings here with the winter evening bearings. In order to do that, you got to pull the drive cup out, and guys, when you do that, make sure you get all your washers and your O-rings and stuff back in there the correct way so that your diff don't leak and everything goes back together the way it's supposed to. So you don't want to be missing a washer or something like that. When you push the drive cup back through, it'll push those washers and stuff off of there. So I'm gonna open up the box here, get a couple washers out. As these are, I ordered these on I don't know, Amazon, I believe. I paid just a few dollars for them. They are $19.85. They're a Traxxas bearing, but there you go. If you want to try something like this, what I'm doing is I'm taking this. Actually, guys, I think I did this wrong. So sometimes you don't want to take this little doodad off. Put the washers here. This goes back on over the top of them. So now we can go back in with it. Try this a different way. Alright. On this one, if I remember correctly, I did one washer on each side. Yeah, washers, guys. Oops. Not more. So I'm going to do one on this side. Put the doodad back on there. I'm going to take it off over here. Do one washer. Put this dude back on there. I'll make this as easy to see for you guys as possible, but it's even harder for me to see a little bit. And I'm gonna put these dudes back together. I believe the round side goes down. Some of the things you don't pay attention to. Anyhow, see if we can get this dude back in here. And so what you have, guys, is you have those little tabs sticking up just a tad, so that when you tighten it up, it pushes those gears down against this gear and it'll lock them up. So we're gonna try it there. I've got 2 on one side, 1 on the other. We're gonna put this other side back together now. I didn't drain the cup, so there is still some in there. I think on that one I may have combined it with an earplug also, but we'll put the winter evening bearing on there. And with this side, guys, you want to make sure that you don't lose this washer or your little O-ring. Gear back on. So let's get these dudes started. Tear the gasket here. Oh, hush. It's just a cat, just a big cat. I know you want to play. A big German Shepherd over there likes to play with the cats. They don't like to play with him. Get all these started, and then we'll tighten them down, and we'll see how this worked out. Hoping good. Let's see. We'll make sure we go around and we tighten them one side, then the other side, just like normal, until we get it down where it looks like it's pretty even. And it's just going to keep pushing down on them dudes until hopefully at the end it's pretty locked up. Now this works, it may work better with an aluminum housing, I don't know. I haven't tried that, but you do want to be careful to not strip this plastic out. So far so good. And like I said, the one that I've got in the Typhon over there, I don't know how many runs I've got on that and crashes, and it's held up, hasn't broke. So I've decided that rather than spend a bunch of extra money on lockers that probably do exactly what this is doing for a couple cents, we'll just do it this way. Alright, and guys, as you can see, I'm going to try to get the grease off of it so I can grab it, but as you can see, this dude is 100% locked. It don't move anymore. And like I said, that's 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and it's 100% locked. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this front put back together, guys, Get the drive shaft in. There's a cup that I need to put on the back. I don't have to take that whole back apart, but I've got to get the diff out just to lock it. So that'll be next. And then we'll get this guy put back together. I'm gonna probably shim this just to be sure I don't strip a gear. Feels like a good lock, guys. We'll get this front part put back together and then we'll move to the back. All right, guys, as you can see, we got her put back together. Trident cup is in. Drive line is in, all with 271 Loctite. Got the back cup on from Scorched. So this drive line is complete, ready to go. Guys, in the next video, we're gonna do the soldering on the wires. We'll mount the ESC, do the soldering on it that needs to be done. And hopefully we'll get this thing out soon, guys. Well, the body I think is gonna be a video of its own. We'll do some painting on it, but as you can see, guys, this thing is smooth as butter. Guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them for me, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have an awesome day.